Today I'm going to show you how to make this super sweet little French concertina book. Now this digital kit is actually free to download from my website. You can find all the details in the information below this video. Now I'm just going to start just by cutting out all the little pieces on the digital. Now you have 2 identical cover pieces and 4 internal pages. Now, as always, we're just trying our best here. It doesn't matter if you're not super accurate at cutting out. And there we go. Thanks to the magic of editing, there are all my pieces all cut out. And here you can see these 2 identical pieces are going to make the front and the back cover of my notebook. Next, I'm going to glue card onto the back of this beautiful marbled paper. Now, you're going to have to use your imagination a little bit here. I didn't actually film gluing this down, but I just used a normal glue stick. And then I just glued down all of my book pieces. And now I'm just going to seal it all with some Mod Podge. You could also just use PVA glue for this. Now I'm just going to do my best here just to spread it evenly across all of the pieces. Now you could do this using just a paintbrush or just even a piece of card. You really don't need any special equipment. And if this is just too much mess for you, you could just leave this stage altogether. You just need to make sure that everything is really well glued down. And then I'm just going to leave this to dry for a while. So we now have our book elements on one side and our lovely patterned paper on the other. And now I'm just going to cut out all of these pieces. Now you could adapt this project just by adding more pages if you wanted to. I'm going to add slightly rounded edges. I really want this to have quite a sort of tatty vintage feel to it. I love adding these old marbled papers to different projects. I think they instantly make something look vintage. So again, when I'm cutting out the covers, I'm just going to round the corners very slightly. Now, I don't know if you've actually noticed, but these are actually button cards that I've designed here. And I think they've come out really, really well. I love the edges that just look very worn and aged. You can also find more French button cards in my Etsy shop. I think they're great. You could do so many different things with them. So I'm just going to finish cutting out just this very last piece, and then we're ready to start constructing our little concertina book. I have it. Those are my front and back covers for my little book. And these are going to be the inside pages. So I'm just going to work out how I want these to go. I'm not sure yet whether I'm just going to have patterned all on one side and plain on another, or whether I'm going to alternate them. We'll see. I think it's the marbled paper that really makes this project for me. Now I've decided that I am actually going to alternate between plain and patterned pages. Now I'm just going to attach this first page to the front cover using sellotape. I'm just going to trim off the excess here and then just fold it over. Now I love using sellotape when I'm trying to create something that's really old and aged. It's just such a simple way of adding to that vintage feel. And I'm now just going to attach the second page, and as I said earlier, I'm actually going to alternate them. So as it lays out flat, what you'll see is plain page, marble page, plain page, marble page. Now you'll see in a minute how I'm going to really make a feature of the sellotape, but in the meantime I'm just going to keep adding pages into my book. Now I'm just going to add the next page. using exactly the same technique, just with a strip of sellotape and just over the edge, just to attach them together. And here you can see the alternating pages. Just going to line them up as best I can, and there we go, stick them together and then just trim the edges of the sellotape. Now don't forget that it's all the imperfections that are actually going to add to that really aged look. So this is how it looks once all the pages are sellotaped together. I've got so many ideas about what I want to actually put into here. I'm thinking maybe some old black and white photographs would look lovely. Now, as this is actually a button card, it makes sense to actually add a button to the front cover. Now, rather than just adding a button, I thought it'd be quite fun just to add a digital image of a button and then a real button on top of it. Now I'm going to use some quite strong glue here just to make sure that it's properly stuck down. Less bothered really about this paper button, but certainly when it comes to the plastic button, I want to make sure that it's not going to come off. Now I'm going to show you just how easy it is to age sellotape. I'm going to use just a small amount of this alcohol ink. I'm just going to put it onto this lid here, use this like a bit of a palette. This is such a great way just to add an extra little sort of touch of vintage feel to your projects. And as always, I love just how simple and easy it is. You really can't go wrong. So using the paintbrush, I'm literally just going to paint on the alcohol ink over all of the sellotape, and look at how instantly we're getting a nice aged sellotape look. And I think it looks great against the marble paper. Might also be useful to know that it does actually dry quite quickly. So now I'm turning the sellotape into a feature of the book, and it's just really helping to age it. And now you can see the concertina effect. And here's my finished book. I just added a little bit of thread just to keep it closed. Absolutely love how this has turned out. So if I open it up, you can see how here we have this little concertina book. I'm thinking I might just add some little rusty paper clips and then just start adding little bits of ephemera.